You're a legend, Dave. Check this out. Kraford Lypt Rail Extension. Replaces the trigger guard, gives you a nice little spot down yonder to mount your bipod, and it has a nice little rail underneath it so you can attach some accessories. I like it. I like it a lot. Very nice. Very nice. My main man Davo bought the wrong colour and he thought, you know what? I'll give this to Uncle Hodge. Very generous. Much appreciated, mate. But it's also the wrong colour for me. So I'm going to prime it, I'm going to paint it, and then I'm going to put it on my gun and we're going to shoot some long range groups. It is hot like you wouldn't believe. Very, very, very humid. There's like sweat dripping off every part of my body. Ugh. Yuck. Terrible conditions for painting, terrible conditions for shooting, and I'm pretty sure the sky gods are going to ruin my plans, but whatever. There's always tomorrow. So I'm going to hit it with an etch primer first. Hopefully that'll get into the alloy because it is kind of polished. I don't think I can really be bothered scratching up the surface to make the paint stick better, so I'm just going to have a crack with the etch primer and see how that goes, and then probably do one coat or two coats of black paint straight over the top and then a coat of clear. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how it looks. Using this handy little spray paint handle gun thing. They're like $2 from the local hardware store. Highly recommended. Makes spray painting much easier. That primer's drying very quickly. Getting real sticky. It's not running. Good. This was a good move. Oh, might have missed a spot. I'm definitely no expert at spray painting, but it's always good to do lots of light coats rather than one heavy coat. Seems to work a lot better, especially in this heat. Dries nice and quick. Looks like there's a few little specks of dust in the paint, but not to worry. Not super fussed about that, and I just don't want it to be shiny mostly, so hopefully the paint job is just durable, I guess. Don't want it to rub off too quick. I don't mind the bit of the warry look. The sort of worn in, heavily used look is fine with me. If you've seen any of my other guns, the stocks that are painted are all very worn. But yeah, I think I'll leave it flat black too. I don't think I'm going to put a gloss coat on it. I reckon it looks pretty good the way it is. That looks sick! The little piece that goes in and covers the fill port doesn't really fit with paint on it. The tolerances are too fine, which is a good thing. It means that everything is like well made and well designed, but not super great if you intend to paint it and then stick it in there. So if you are going to paint one of these, maybe just leave the inside taped off or unpainted somehow, or strip the paint off it afterwards. But yeah, mine won't fit. So I'm just going to paint the outside bits of the little stopper that goes in there and call it good. There'll be a bit of shininess, but it won't be showing, so it'll be fine. Doesn't look like it's quite as long as the Sabre Tactical one, but happy with that. Definitely move the footprint further out and make it a hell of a lot more stable. Well, it's raining now, so I guess I'll go inside and watch the rogue Arnold Classic Strongman stream until it's gone. I have no choice. So it's the next day now. It rained pretty much all afternoon and it was very windy and blowy, and it's quite breezy again today. But late yesterday afternoon I got my, well, during the week I got my brand new side shot magazine, the FX side shot magazine, to replace the one that failed, and I just loaded it up with a few pellets just to see how it would go, and the last pellet of the whole magazine, so there's only one pellet left in it, wouldn't feed because the inner wheel isn't lined up properly with the outer wheel and with the little hole that the pellet has to go through. So I'm going to try a few things. I've had a few people suggest some stuff to me. One bloke said grab a plastic pop bottle, which to translate that to Australian I guess is a Coke bottle, and you line the outside of it with the Coke bottle so that it adds a little bit of, I don't know, sort of brings the tolerance down a little bit. And I've had other people say go for just like cut a thin strip of gaffer tape and place that around the edge and see how that goes. So I'm going to try probably the gaffer tape, I reckon. I've got some nice bright shiny yellow gaffer tape, so hopefully that will line everything up again. Right, function test time, I guess. Interesting to see if the pellet probe catches on the tape and tries to jam that in there too, so who knows. Well, that's not ideal. It's feeding reasonably well, but it's sort of getting a little bit slow on the refeed. So I don't know. Maybe it needs another round of spring tension or something, perhaps. You can also see there that it's sort of, the pellet probe's kind of grabbed it and messed up that little bit there. It seems to be fine when there's one single layer of the tape, but the tape basically ends about there. So over the top of this little lump here, and then for that first one there's 2 layers of tape. So I might pull it apart, cut that little bit of extra tape off, and give it another go. Maybe add some spring tension too. To make the spring work better, I've got 3 turns. So if you orientate it clock or like that, this being 12 o'clock, the spring inside it inserts towards the 12 o'clock on the inner wheel, and then on the base, on the outside chassis of the magazine, the little hooky part of the spring inserts on the 6 o'clock position. And then I've just given it 1, 2, 3 turns, and then just try and spin it all the way around one more time just to make sure that it does go all the way around. Once you've done that, and you've got the maximum amount of spring tension on it, you want to adjust this inner piece out as far as you can go until it's just sort of only just holding on to that little nut in there. If it's too tight, it just loads the spring too much and there's too much friction. So you try and get the minimum amount of friction. It's going to look real dodgy while you don't have the clear plastic cover on, but once you get it off, it's not the end of the world. So happy days, happy days. So it looks like that last round didn't feed. I thought it did, but I was mistaken. So a little bit disappointing, but I may have a solution in the future, you never know. Keep my thinking cap on and keep chipping away at it. We'll see how we go. But for now, it's not raining, and I don't want to give any more time to that magazine until I have a better idea for how to fix it, so I'm just going to use my calm stuff instead. Now there's something you don't see every day. Well, at least something you don't see me doing every day anyway. I'm actually shooting off a table. The grass is getting a bit long and I haven't bothered mowing it, so I figured I would set myself up with a nice little comfortable spot in here. And just as I got my awning out and everything set up, it started raining, so this might take a while. Bench rest in the rain. Good time. Sideways rain is cheating. It's not fair. I just realised my microphone wasn't plugged in properly. Hopefully my audio's alright. That wasn't too bad. I did my first 3 shots up there and then adjusted off to the left a little. Not 100% sure why I didn't return to 0 last time, but I must have dialed for wind a little bit, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, big hole, happy days. So that is, yeah, the size of my finger, and I dropped this one. So I reckon I might just bang out a few more groups, get some reps in, get some practice in. This is only at 25 meters, but I think given the conditions, it's probably the only way I'm going to get anything done today. So yeah, 25 meters it is. Got some very strange wind conditions here. It's swirling, so sometimes it's coming from behind me, sometimes it's coming from in front of me, sometimes it's coming from over yonder, and other times it's running along this ridge line here. It's not too big of a deal at 25 meters, but it's blowing up to 10 k's an hour, which is enough to move the move my little tent around. So very annoying, difficult to read. These groups look a little bigger than they actually are. If you actually look deep in there, you can see the actual holes. This is old paper that's been out in the rain for a week, so it's not doing the best of jobs. Good enough for a point of aim though. Good enough for practice. Well, because of that annoying wind that's been happening, the rain is coming from one side, so I move to the other side of the bench, and then it turns around and comes from the other side and gets me on the other side. So I think we're going to have to call it there. But I do have to say, disappointed with the side shot mags, but no real surprises there. It's sort of just, it is what it is. I'll try and figure something out for that, and if I do, I'll share it with you. But as far as stability goes, that thing makes a world of difference. It's wonderful. Very happy with that. It'd be nice if it was a teensy-weensy bit longer, but even at that same point, it's just makes life so much easier. And it could actually be a little bit annoying if it was too long, because if you've got long bipod legs when they're collapsed, I can see that being an issue. That probably would be kind of annoying, having super long bipod legs all the way up the front. But if you have multi-angle legs like those Vipertech ones, you can throw your forward point even further forward by just strapping them out forwards. So very happy. Thanks, Dave. You're a legend. That's a very expensive piece of kit to be given away, so I want you to know that I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the goodies that I sent you, and likewise to the rest of the people around the world who hit me up and said, hey, I want some stickers and a fart. They're all in the mail. They're coming. Hopefully they won't take too long, but yeah, they should be there soon. So enjoy! Well, I guess rain is better than fire, if we're looking on the bright side of life. Yes. So stick around, stay tuned. Next week, going to upgrade an Impact Mark 1 from stock standard all the way up to a hardcore 30 cal monster, which should be pumping out some serious power. And I'm going to see if I can get my long range mode and cut in so that we could do some long range 30 calibering and see how that goes. So that should be fun. So keep an eye on the channel, like, subscribe, and you'll get notifications and all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one.